Out of the seven colors in the visible spectrum, nature has kept for itself the central color, which is green, and ordained it, or gave it, or presented it to the plant kingdom, whereby nature has made the conversion of carbon dioxide into oxygen by the chlorophyll which is in the plants. So nature has maintained the cycle of oxygen, which is essential to us human beings as well as all animals, um, for breathing in the oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide in the process of metabolism and the exchange. So if it was not for the chlorophyll in the plants, this cycle would not happen. So this is nature's way of doing things. So the green is the central color in the Vibgyor range, and on one color on either side of green, which is one is blue and one is yellow. Both these colors nature have been using very widely for balance of life on this earth. The blue color nature has used for the sky and its reflection on the waters of the seas and the oceans. And when we look at the blue skies, it gives us a tremendous sense of relief and a satisfaction that there is a blue color umbrella which is always protecting us, which is true even when we see that there is a protective cover to our atmosphere, where our atmosphere does not go out into the outer space. Our atmosphere has to be protected into an umbrella so that it does not go beyond. The yellow color, which is on the other side of the green, nature has used for the sun and its light, and this light is very essential to all of us here on this earth. If we accept these kind of workings of nature as simply fantastic, we can be satisfied and happy, and we can learn more from nature and its working. Nature provides us everything, so nature is our God, and we should not be looking for anything anywhere else in any other person. Trying to find out more about nature and its working has taken us years together, and in the following century, till the end of 21st century, we will get to learn more about it. Nature has its own way of keeping a balance of what happens over here on this earth, and nature has a very beautiful way of what OSP calls as vortexia, and what our physicists and scientists have been working for years together on whether a particle is a wave or a matter, and it is both. It is a matter physical thing as well as a wave, and it is a vibration. And this is similar to what we have been taught in the sciences, that this is how entire solar system, not only ours but everywhere else, works. And this is a molecule of water. So there is a vibration with a particle or an atom in the center, and the particles keep on orbiting around it. So why does that happen? This happens because it is its natural way that there's a particle in the there's protons and neutrons are made to vibrate around at very high speeds, where that is its way of equilibrium, and it cannot be destroyed. The same principle of what OSP calls as vortexia. Vortex basically is a whirlwind, and the whirlwind is the energy form which keeps not only our earth but all other heavenly bodies in their own location, as has been designed by the universal spirit. The whirlwind is made to rotate as well as revolve and move forward. So this energy of the whirlwind is created in higher heavens, and it gets transferred onto us at various levels. We see the effects of these whirlwinds, which are not regular, or what we call as irregular, or what happens only once in a while, is that they become typhoons and tornadoes, which can bring about lot of damages wherever they occur. And there are certain places where they occur on regular basis. This is nature's way of trying to bring in its supremacy to us. We think that we know and understand everything, but there are such a lot of things that though we understand, we have no control. And nature shows us in very simple ways that some things are beyond our control, and such things are within the control of the nature. And what we can only do is become just onlookers, or we have to stand aside and just see what is happening. The fires in Australia, which happened recently, caused lots of damages. They kept on burning for over 4-5 months, and the only way out was that if there was rain, only then those fires can be extinguished. People kept on praying for rain also. For months together, the fires did not extinguish. They kept on burning, and several thousand miles of Australian coastline got burnt out. Several small towns and villages were wiped out because of this calamity. Ultimately, the weather cooled down and it rained. And after it rained, the rains brought another havoc, that the it brought in all flood, which washed away a lot of the burnt material, the ashes, which of course went into the sea, and then they get into their own kind of mm, changes in the format of the nature. Of course, these trees will grow back in time, but when we talk about in year 2020, we talk about the global warming, which is true in certain ways, and what we try to do is to reform our ways and beliefs. Nature has its own way of doing it, and what is simple for nature, like we saw in the um, tsunami that came down to Japan 5-6 years ago, is what for nature it is all very easy. It just brings in one tornado, one typhoon, and it can blow up an entire region and totally change the whole microclimate, microeconomics of a particular place, and reform it right from the beginning. It's like saying right from the roots, where the system can uh, start growing into a different way. Thank you.